In mechanical physics, leverage refers to the idea of amplifying an input force to provide greater output force. In other words, with a small amount of energy, you can create lots of force. The main advantage of levers is that they are force multipliers. With a proper lever, you can accomplish more than what you normally would be able to on your own. It's a very interesting idea, and without leverage, our world would not be where it is today. This idea does not just exist in the world of mechanical physics, however. Most of you have heard the term leverage, but never actually took time to understand it. Wealthy people were able to use the power of leverage to enrich themselves and create massive fortunes. And if you want to do the same, you must learn how to apply this concept in your life. By leverage, I'm not talking about margin trading on your Forex or crypto accounts. I mean real business leverage that you can use to get massively successful. There are 4 types of leverage, and I want you to fully understand all 4 of them. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The first form of leverage is labor. Labor is the oldest form of leverage. It dates back to thousands of years ago, when people realized that they could get more things done, in other words, be more productive, by using efforts of other people. If you had a huge field to take care of and wanted to plant or harvest some crops, doing it alone would be extremely hard and long. Some people realized that they could expend other people's energy to get things done for them, which is when they started using labor as leverage. By doing so, they could be more productive and generate more output in the form of crops. By harvesting more crops, which was essentially the main commodity everyone needed, they created more wealth for themselves. The idea is very simple. You can create more output by leveraging other people's time and paying them for it. All businesses that have employees are leveraging labor to operate and grow, and if you want to scale a business one day, you will need other people working for you to get more things done. If what the labor can produce generates more in productivity than what the labor costs you, then you can see how you can generate some real wealth through labor. If you want to use this form of leverage, you must think of ways you can make people work for you while you are doing other things. Always find ways to be more efficient and get people to do stuff while you can free your time to focus on more important problems. For example, you can get into a business with someone else who will work on stuff that you can't do yourself, or you can hire a virtual assistant, or hire a full-time employee as you grow. Keep in mind, how can you maximize your productivity and make more money by leveraging other people's efforts and time? The second form of leverage is capital. Capital created massive wealth during the 1800s when people such as J.P. Morgan and Rockefeller used capital to grow their empires. When Wall Street was created, capital really started to become more sophisticated, and financial assets and money markets started to become more accessible for people to generate wealth. Using capital as leverage is using money to make more money. It is one of the best forms of leverage, as it is very flexible and can be converted in other forms of leverage. Capital scales very well too. If you get good at managing it, you can grow that capital relatively quick, as capital will attract more of itself as it grows. You should accumulate capital and allocate it with the aim to multiply that capital over time. The hard part with capital, though, is how do you obtain it? To get lots of capital, you must be trusted by others who are willing to lend you their capital or invest in you. If you are a great investor, people will give you their capital for you to manage it for them. If you have a great business idea, people will invest in your business with the hopes to multiply their capital. Ultimately, it comes down to you being credible, accountable, and having specific knowledge in a field. The third form of leverage is code. Code is a modern form of leverage. It's what caused the creation of the tech giants that we know of today. Facebook, Google, Amazon, and all the other successful tech companies, they all leveraged code to build their businesses. Using code as leverage is the ability to create algorithms contained in apps or programs that can be useful to people. The beauty of code, though, is that it can build products that have no marginal costs of replication, meaning that you code it once and you can sell it forever. Coding creates the opportunity for everyone to have programs that do the work for you. It's a permissionless form of leverage. Unlike capital or labor, you don't need anyone to give it to you. If you can create code, then you can create an army of robots that can do things while you sleep, and that's the leverage you want. The fourth and final form of leverage is media. Media as leverage started with the invention of the printing press. It was the first time in history when people could replicate things at scale and share it with multiple people. Today, social media has changed the way we interact with people, and we have platforms to spread messages and products across the world. It means that you can multiply your efforts without having to involve other humans. This type of leverage comes in the form of blogs, podcasts, videos, or content on social media platforms. This is where all the new fortunes are made. For example, Joe Rogan's podcasts, MrBeast's YouTube channel, video Twitch streamers, or social media influencers. All of these people are able to reach a massive audience through their platforms. If you want to start building this leverage, you can do it by growing an audience on social media by posting valuable content about your field of expertise or a field that you are interested about. Creating an audience will make it easier for you to do anything afterwards, whether it's building a business, selling products or services. You can always leverage an audience to be more successful. What I want you to really understand is that the beauty of this whole concept comes from when you combine all of these leverage. That's when you can create a successful startup or business. You take in the minimum but highest output labor, such as engineers or developers. Then you add capital in the form of investments and you use it for scaling the business. Then finally, you add in lots of media and code to get your product out to the world and make millions of people aware of it. That is why some startups have massive success. They understand how to use the 4 forms of leverage. If you plan on getting wealthy, which I hope you are if you're watching this, then you must think about how you can use these leverage to get wealthy. Always think about leveraging your resources to maximize your outputs. On this note, I want to thank you for watching, and don't forget to share your goals and aspirations with us in the comments below and subscribe to our channel. Until next time.